Hi family, and thank you for tuning back in to another weekly energy tip video. It's been raining here in Melbourne today, and I love the sound of rain. I find it really soothing and relaxing. And I wanted to record this in my car for you all with the sound of the rain, and I tried it and it was atrocious. It sounded so terrible. So back in my studio, and I've just been feeling into this coming week energetically, and what I'm feeling is we're in a lull at the moment, a very brief lull, similarly to, a surfer waiting for another set of waves, like where there's still the swell and we're sitting on our surfboards just riding those beautiful gentle waves, right? And I'm feeling that next set is, 72 hours away tops of CMEs, solar flares, stellar storm, Schumann resonance spikes, you name it, all the things. Astrologically, we know we've got Mars ingress Gemini now, as of yesterday, the 21st. And we also, at the same time, we begun the Mercury pre-retrograde shadow as it crossed from 21 or 22 degrees of 23 degrees, 24 degrees, sorry, I'll get it right in a second, 24 degrees, I think it was, and 13 minutes of Virgo. And of course it was opposing Neptune. Yeah, so it started the pre-retrograde Mercury shadow. Doesn't go retrograde until the 10th of September, and we'll go direct around the 2nd of October. I don't have my notes in front of me, so I can't give you specific times. However, if you jump on the previous video, that is called Check-In and Chats, Astrology, Retrograde, Cosmic Shenanigans or something I put on the thumbnail, and retrogrades, the details of the Mercury retrograde and the Uranus retrograde, which we're going to see Uranus station to go retrograde on the 24th of August, not moving off of that retrograde degree and, actually retrograding back off of that until the 28th of August. And at the same time, we're going to be seeing the new moon in Virgo on the 27th. I believe that's going to be at 18:17 Australian Eastern Standard Time off the top of my head from memory. So we're going to technically have that Uranian station energy going on with the Virgo new moon, which is going to be at 4 degrees of Virgo. And looking at the charts for that, we know that it's going to be conjunct the fixed stars that are the Ursa Major, which is the celestial bear, and also considered to be the tail of the lion, believe it or not. And there is wolf energy medicine within that constellation as well of the Ursa Major. So I'm preparing a new moon in Virgo report for that to be put up similarly to how I did the Aquarius full moon. I really highly recommend you go back and watch the Check-In and Chats and Cosmic Shenanigans video, because that had a lot of information in it too of what we've been experiencing. And the reason why I've brought all this up is because I feel the solar flare activity and the Schumann resonance, as I said, we're in between a set of waves right now, is what it feels like to me. Just tuning into the grid of things, just tuning into the collective, and the cosmic energies available to us, right? I made a post about how sensitive my vessel has become this year, and waking up feeling like I'm late when Mars had only just ingressed Gemini by 12 minutes of a degree, and my body felt it, So oversensitivity, feeling especially drained and you don't know why, unable to ground, unable to be focused, things like this. I personally feel that I am still refilling my cup. I feel like I'm only have my cup 50% full, maybe 60% full. And I'm still not feeling 100% ready to dive into all the videos and all of the reports that I have to do, because I still feel like I'm coming from a space, a 3D space of, oh, I have to catch up, I have to catch up, especially now that Mars is in Gemini. So I'm purposely and consciously choosing to rest my nervous system, to not override what my body is calling for, and what my vagus nerve is demanding in my body right now, which is to rest, to ground, to recharge, to get lots of coconut water and, you know, really healthy foods. Like I've been eating coconut and yogurt with cinnamon and cacao and hemp seeds, and that's been really nourishing for me again, you know. And I don't eat a lot of dairy. I go through phases where I eat a lot of dairy, so it depends on whether your system can, you know. But fruits as well, bananas, mangoes, blueberries, like I buy frozen organic stuff from Aldi and I use that, you know, and just really nourishing my body. And also with this extra energy that's coming in from the cosmos, and the stress that it's been putting on my vessel, I've started to I felt guided to buy turmeric capsules, because turmeric helps with it's an anti-inflammatory, right? And helps with a plethora of other amazing things as well. But it's an anti-inflammatory, excuse me. And I felt to buy some just to help support my system. And I don't know which one of you out there needs to hear that right now. However, turmeric, someone needs to have a Google up of what turmeric can do for them. You know, it's really good for the heart, the blood, detoxification of the blood, but also it's an anti-inflammatory. And considering the amount of fight or flight that this Mars in Gemini energy is going to be imbuing us with as a collective, solar flares and solar activity aside, okay, Schumann resonance activity aside, I feel that with the amount of cortisol that will be pumping through our systems, I feel the cortisol is going to be causing inflammation in our systems. And with that hyper accelerated fight or flight. So I feel it's very supportive to trust what you're being intuitively guided to do right now, especially when it comes to diet, what food you're consuming, you know, and what your body is asking for. Yeah, because many of us are going to need extra grounding. So for me, that looks like having a diet that's got more sweet potato in it for me, because I can't eat meat. My body just does not want it anymore. So for this next week coming up, I feel like it's the 22nd, the evening of the 22nd. It is almost 9 p.m. here now. And I feel up until the 25th, when we'll have touched down into Virgo season tomorrow on the 23rd as well, keeping in mind we have begun a Cancer moon right now as well. It's about 6 degrees, 7 degrees of Cancer. So you're going to feel potentially quite sensitive with regards to your internal world, but also your mind and where your thoughts go. You might be very self-critical about your emotional state of being, or about your energetic state of being, and whether or not you do have too much energy or not enough energy coming in, and as I said, filling your cup earlier, you know. So with the sun ingressing Virgo, we're starting a very, very, I want to say, pivotal time, because in late September and October, okay, we're going to be seeing Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter all go direct. okay? And I think one of them goes direct in November. I have to check my notes, so I'll report back on that in the next weekly. However, we're going to see a massive shift up of energy again toward the end of Virgo season, okay? So keeping that in mind as well, and then we'll be experiencing the eclipse season. Keeping that in mind as well is we're at that lull period between sets of waves. As the seasoned surfers that we are of all of this energy that we have been journeying through since the equinox in Aries season. For me, what I've felt from the collective, my vessel personally, yes, it's been a lot of personal work. However, I'm very attuned to the collective energies, and what I have witnessed and felt in my body is just this one gamut after, or one gauntlet, one gauntlet after the other of a series of tests, a series of initiations, a series of clearings. And it's been so deeply in the grid of the collective that it is affecting all of us differently, of course. We're all unique individual energetic beings. However, I'm just checking the time. 11 minutes. Yeah, I want to keep these short for you guys so that you're just getting the guidance and the information come through, so that, it's not one big long thing. But I digress. I have been feeling since the equinox that it's just been gauntlets one after the other in triple layers. I've noticed is the pattern, triple layers and in quadruple layers. So it never seems to be, especially when we're this far along into our journey, and our frequency of consciousness and our higher awareness is at the exalted levels of which that it is, the deeper our initiations become, the more multifaceted and multi-layered. Yes, we're all multidimensional beings. However, the lessons and the wounds and the layers of healing that we're all going through collectively with these planetary transits and with the Earth's and the planet's atmosphere and the solar flares and everything like this, activating us, I want to call it, because I want to look to everything as a gift and everything as a blessing. The universe doesn't make mistakes. The universe is a beautiful celestial clock that is choreographing, our entire existence based on these transits of these planets and the orbits of the planets, and the same again with, the heartbeat of Gaia and the Schumann resonance. And I'm just getting chills all up my right hand side as I say this, like we are living on a living being. The earth has its own consciousness. And so this is what I feel in these lull times it's best to reconnect to, because if you can get into the pulse and the rhythm of the earth, and not to say to connect in with the grid and take on everybody else's work and everybody else's wounding and all of that sort of business. That's not what I'm saying. I'm encouraging you to do this, because then you can discern within your own body the ebbs and the flows of energy that we will be experiencing, and how and when it is coming in, Like, we're not here to repeat past patterns. However, if you feel, say for argument's sake, if you feel now, and this is coming through, so this might resonate for somebody, if you feel you're repeating patterns from July of this year and it's now September, but you feel, or maybe you're judging yourself as having regressed because you're experiencing stuff that you had visited or revisited in July of this year. That's a 3-month cycle, right? So what was you know, what was happening back in July of this year for you. Where were you in July? Energetically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, physically, were you living somewhere else? Who were you surrounding yourself with in July? And now if you feel like now we're about to be in September, toward the end now of August, sorry. And you're revisiting stuff from early July. Where is the synchronicity? What's the golden thread tying that together? What is the theme? What is the quantum perspective on this situation, event, feeling, memory, trigger, even shadow, even, like what is the theme there? What is the core theme? Because by bringing awareness to that core theme, then you can apply whatever salve needs to be put onto it. Whatever new awarenesses need to be put onto it, however it needs to be healed or addressed or fixed or switched or adjusted. Maybe your perspective, just the lens needs to be shifted, 25 degrees. And then, a whole new doorway will open for you. So I'm feeling to leave it there. I'm just going to check in with my guides right now and just ask. Okay, beautiful. They're just telling me, we've been going for 16 minutes, so just for the next couple of minutes, they're just telling me to guide you through a breathing exercise. So, and also they're telling me I have to link you to a number of music tracks that I was listening to earlier this evening. So I'll put the screenshots of their titles up at the very tail end of this, and I'll link all the YouTube tracks. There's 3 or 4 tracks they're telling me that I've got to link to you all below, okay? So check that out in the description box. But for right now, I want you to get comfortable and just take a few moments to come back to your breath. Notice how your shoulders are positioned. Are you hunched or are you straight backed? Are you sat up erect? Are you tense or are you at peace? How is your breathing? Is the tongue on the roof of your mouth? If it is, I want you to consciously and purposefully put it and let it sink into the bottom of your mouth for the next couple of minutes. And I want you to come back and bring your focus to your breath. You can place your hands on your heart if you wish, or your tummy, your solar plexus, whatever feels comfortable. And they're just telling me, I'm just getting guided, so just go with me here, okay? And you can repeat after me, or you can rewind it and do it later at another time, and if you're not in the space to do so right now. I want you to address yourself, and I want you to say the following. I love you, and then say your name. I forgive you, and then say your name. I give you permission, and say your name, to release any judgments, expectations from your awareness and from your heart. I give you permission to forgive yourself. I give you permission to release unrealistic expectations that you have placed on yourself. I love you, and I forgive you for doing the best that you could with the knowledge that you had. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so gracious for you, for your strength, your courage, your determination, and your fortitude to withstand any challenge that has been bestowed upon you. I love you, I love you, I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amen, Aho, Ashe. And so it is. And the dog just barked next door, so your higher self agrees. I really hope that this serves, family. Thank you for tuning in. Please drop a comment if this has served. Even if it's just an emoji, it would be lovely to know and to connect with you. And I look forward to seeing you on the next videos. If you're new to my channel, thank you for checking out my video. Please subscribe and hit the bell so we can connect again. And I wish you a most beautiful week, family. Be gentle with you. Okay, bye.